Next week on Coronation Street, troublemaker Theo Silverton takes his revenge to a disturbing level by secretly slipping drugs into Todd Grimshaw's drink as his jealousy begins to spiral dangerously out of control. The shocking act raises a serious question. Could Theo's cruel behavior put Todd's life at risk? Following the dramatic breakup seen earlier this week, Theo turns up at the Bistro and notices James Bailey encouraging Todd as he prepares for his upcoming marathon. The three exchange a few tense words before Todd steps away to answer a private phone call. Unaware of what's happening behind his back, Todd leaves his drink unattended while Theo quietly empties a packet of drugs into it. According to a Coronation Street insider, Theo's jealousy has reached an unhealthy level. Seeing Todd spending time with James only fuels his bitterness and resentment. The source explains that Theo quickly pulls out a small bag of drugs and mixes it into Todd's drink before anyone notices. Although Theo's exact motive remains unclear, the situation leaves Todd in a particularly vulnerable and dangerous position. Earlier in the week, Theo arrives at Todd's place to gather the rest of his belongings, while Todd is still struggling emotionally with the painful split. Wanting to lift his spirits, Sarah Platt invites Todd out for lunch, hoping it will help distract him. However, the outing takes an awkward turn when Todd notices Theo sitting nearby with an attractive man while he's looking through the menu. An insider says Todd is immediately shaken by the sight. Since the breakup is still fresh, seeing Theo already on a date with someone else hits him hard. Even though Todd knows Theo is capable of cruel behavior, witnessing it firsthand is still deeply upsetting. Later on, Glenda Shuttleworth encourages Todd to start dating again and move forward with his life. Motivated by her support, Todd finally gathers the courage to tell Theo that perhaps they were both right about ending the relationship and that it's time for them to move on. In response, Theo begins flirting openly with Sean Tully inside the Rover's return. Soon afterward, Todd tells Theo that Glenda has arranged a date for him, hinting that he's ready to start a new chapter. The big moment arrives at the Bistro when Todd meets his mystery date, but the situation becomes uncomfortable when Theo shows up nearby celebrating his birthday with Gary Windus. Trying to prove he's perfectly happy without Todd, Theo loudly laughs at Gary's jokes and acts as if he's having the time of his life. Watching from across the room, Todd struggles to keep his focus on the man sitting in front of him. Later, Theo pulls Todd aside and reveals he may accept a new job opportunity in Belfast, suggesting that it would allow them both to make a clean break and move on completely. Although Todd is clearly hurt by the idea of Theo leaving, Theo secretly seems pleased to see the emotional impact his words have caused. So when Theo later secretly spikes Todd's drink with drugs, viewers are left wondering what sinister plan he might be plotting next, and just how much danger Todd could be facing. Coronation Street star reveals Theo Silverton's unthinkable plan as Todd Grimshaw faces new horror. Coronation Street actor James Cartwright has opened up about Theo Silverton's disturbing behavior, warning that the villain's actions toward Todd Grimshaw will become even darker in the episodes ahead. Viewers of Coronation Street know that Cartwright joined the ITV soap in March last year as builder Theo Silverton. Since his arrival, the character has quickly become involved in a deeply troubling storyline featuring coercive control, manipulation, and abuse in his relationship with Todd. Recently, Todd finally decided to walk away from Theo after Billy Mayhew discovered the full extent of what his friend had been suffering in the relationship. Billy tried to help Todd escape the situation, but their plan quickly collapsed. The drama unfolded when they were returning to Weatherfield from the wedding of Debbie Webster and Ronnie Bailey in Yorkshire. Just as they prepared to leave in a minibus, Theo suddenly appeared, creating an extremely tense journey. Things soon turned catastrophic when the minibus became involved in a terrifying multi-vehicle crash, a key moment in the crossover storyline between Coronation Street and Emmerdale, which fans nicknamed Corriedale. Most of the passengers managed to escape the wreckage, but Billy was left trapped by his seatbelt. Although it initially looked like he might free himself, Theo returned to the damaged vehicle and appeared to deliberately fasten Billy back into the seat while reading his last rites. He then abandoned him as the minibus burst into flames. Later, Theo appeared remorseful during Billy's funeral, but he soon twisted the story to make Todd feel responsible for his friend's death. Since then, his behavior has only become more controlling, including manipulating Todd financially. During Monday's March 9th episode in Weatherfield, it was Theo's birthday. Todd was clearly anxious about making the day special for his boyfriend, but Theo ruined the occasion by deliberately starting an argument. The trouble began when Theo appeared unimpressed with the gifts he received from Todd and Summer Spellman. Todd had struggled to buy anything expensive because Theo had been controlling his finances for months. Theo's frustration only grew when Todd arrived late for their birthday dinner at the Bistro. To embarrass him further, Theo started ordering the most expensive items on the menu and even invited Gary Windus and Maria Connor to join them. When Todd couldn't pay the bill, Theo publicly humiliated him by stepping in to cover the cost. Later, back at the flat, their argument escalated dramatically and Theo grabbed a knife, appearing ready to attack Todd. Discussing the storyline, Cartwright explained that Theo deliberately manipulates Todd's lack of money. According to the actor, Theo intentionally encourages everyone to order whatever they like, while knowing Todd has no way to pay, purely to embarrass him in public. He added that Theo then plays the hero by paying the bill himself, pretending to rescue the situation, while secretly undermining Todd's confidence and independence. Cartwright also explained that Theo is now deliberately isolating Todd. Instead of acting opportunistically as he did earlier in the relationship, Theo is now actively trying to limit Todd's friendships and opportunities so that Todd becomes completely dependent on him. The actor also spoke about the escalating violence in the storyline. He said abusive behavior often grows worse when it goes unchallenged, eventually becoming a powerful tool of control in a relationship. According to Cartwright, Theo uses his physical strength to intimidate Todd. The significant size difference between the two characters allows Theo to dominate him, making the abuse even more frightening. Looking ahead to upcoming episodes, the actor hinted that Theo's behavior will remain unpredictable. Some of his actions may be expected, he said, but others will completely shock viewers. Cartwright concluded that Theo's unpredictability is exactly what makes the character so dangerous, and also what keeps audiences on edge, never knowing what he might do next.